Hello everyone, welcome to today's current affairs session of Civilspedia. The topics we are going to see is IPCC report, sexual harassment law, hunger index and protection of human rights amendment bill. So first one, IPCC report. Recently, the IPCC has been issued a special report on 1.5 degree that was been established to report on this global warming. What is this IPCC? This IPCC is nothing but has been established by UNEP and WMO, that is United Nations Environment Program, and World Meteorological Department has established this IPCC in 1988 to study to have a detailed scientific study about this climate change and the global warming and how it is impacting the globe. So recently the special report has been launched by this IPCC. What is that report has said that if this global warming has been curtailed under this 1.5 degrees Celsius above this pre-industrial time era, then it will be good for this Earth. If it is going beyond this 1.5 degrees Celsius, then there will be more devastating effect on this global warming. And the report has said that recently, that is till this 2018, the human-induced global warming average has been raised by 1 degree Celsius. So right now we have only 0.5 degrees Celsius we can make increase till this next mid-century, that is till 2050 we can have only 0.5 degrees Celsius of increase in this average global warming. So this earlier in 2015 in the Paris summit we have launched this 2 degrees Celsius goal, but this report has been insist on this 1.5 degrees Celsius of global warming. And what are the 5 steps that has been launched by this report is, first one is with respect to this carbon dioxide emission. The report has said that till 2016, the average global emission of carbon dioxide is 52 gigatons of carbon dioxide. While if this scenario has been prevailed as like this, then in 2030, we will have 52 to 58 degree of gigatons of carbon dioxide emission. But to have this curtain of this 1.5 degrees Celsius of global warming, then we need to have 25 to 30 gigatons of carbon dioxide emissions by 2030. That shows we have to reduce almost half of this carbon dioxide emission by 2030. So that is reducing 45% of this carbon dioxide emissions from the levels of 2010 by 2030. Then only we can achieve this target of 1.5 degrees Celsius. Then second task that this report has said is we have to concentrate on this renewable energy. Through this renewable energy, we have to get supply of 85% of global electricity by 2050. Then only we can achieve this 1.5 degrees Celsius. Then third thing is we have to nullify this dependence on coal for having energy and other utility purposes. Then fourth thing is we need to have at least 7 million square kilometer for this energy crops, that is second generation biofuel energy crops. So we have to concentrate much on this biofuels. Then fifth task they have said this, we have to make this global net zero emission by 2050. Then only we can avoid this overshoot by global warming. And then apart from this report, the recent things that we have to notice with respect to this climate changes, we have to know about this Totten Glacier. Because the Totten Glaciers of East Antarctica that has been melting at a fast rate. This has having a devastating effect on the sea level rise. And second thing is, recently the Nobel Prize for Economics has been given for this scientist who has worked on this environmental economics. That shows the importance of climate change in this recent scenario. And second topic is Sexual Harassment of Women at the Workplace Act 2013. Recently, the most hot topic of this Me Too movement made that Ministry of Women and Child Development has planned to launch a panel to study about this, how this Sexual Harassment Act can be more rectified and it can be more applicable to. So what are the things we have to notice with respect to this Sexual Harassment Act is, in 2013, the Justice Verma Committee has been submitted a report on how the Sexual Harassment Act has to be perceived. So as per the committee's recommendations, the committee has recommended to have this employment tribunal instead of having this internal complaint tribunal, this internal complaint committee. Because if a company has more than the 10 employees, then the company need to have this ICC, that is internal complaint committee. But this Verma committee has said that instead of having ICC, we need to have employment tribunal, because most of the members of this ICC are the persons coming from the same organization. So if a woman said allegations of this ICC, then there will be more probability of that ICC members will turn down that allegations. So the committee has said that we need to have this employment tribunal, first thing. Second thing is the tribunal says that committee has said that the tribunal should not follow this civil procedures because it is too tedious. So, and to have speedy judgments, we need to not to follow have this civil procedures, but to frame their own procedures. And third important thing is, this Verma committee has suggested to oppose that the penalizing the women for false allegations. And fourth thing is, at present law that says that the sexual harassment complaint has to be filed within 90 days. If there is any reasonable, valid reason, then the ICC committee, that is Internal Complaints Committee, can extend this days for further 90 days. So beyond 180 days, we cannot have sexual allegation complaints. So under this criminal law, we can have 1 to 3 years of sexual allegations complaints. But for this police filing of the rape case, there is no time limit. This is a scenario that is prevailing now. The Verma committee has said that we have to take down all these time limitations because this sexual harassment is not a one-time incident. It is happening for this longer period. So we cannot have this time frame for filing this sexual harassment. And what are the other things that is with respect to the Sexual Harassment Act is, this was initiated by this Vishakha guidelines that has been provided by the Supreme Court in 1997. Apart from that, what other provisions that the women have to have this address grievances is section 354A of IPC. Under this also women can have filed this sexual harassment. And apart from that, what is the scenario of recently is this local complaints committee. If any allegations is happening within the organization, then we can go for this ICC. If the woman feels that the ICC is not properly addressing her grievances, then she can go for this LCC, that is Local Complaints Committee, that will be available at each district. So, but the scenario is there was very low awareness only for this LCC. So, many women are not going to this LCC. And if there is less than 10 employees, then the ICC will not prevail in that company. Then there is no other way, the women has to go for this LCC. And next thing is, with respect to this Punita Sodhi versus Union of India case, Delhi High Court has said that we have to take away this time limit for complaining this sexual harassment thing. And apart from that, as per this act, the proof of the burden of the proof that the men has did the wrong things has been lies with this women. So the women has the responsibility to show that the men has did sexual allegations with him. And next topic is Global Hunger Index. Recently, the Global Hunger Index of 2018 report has been released. This report has been released by International Food Policy and Research Institute since 2006. The indicators that has been used to analyze this Global Hunger Index is 4 things. First one is undernourishment. So undernourishment and child mortality has been given 1/3 of this weightage, while child stunting and child wasting has been given 1/6 of weightage. And apart from that, India has been performing very well in this top 3 categories, while India is performing very low in this child wasting. This child stunting is nothing but there is a low height for this respective age, while child wasting is nothing but there is a low weight with respect to their height. So in India, 1 in 5 children under the age of 5 is suffering from this child wasting. And the majority of the reason why this child wasting prevailing in India is due to this low maternal body mass index. So we have to concentrate much on this pregnant women, so that only our India can improve this index value. Because recently India has been scored in 2016, we were in the 97 rank. But in 2017, we have stepped down for 3 ranks to 100. And right now in 2018, we have stepped down another 3 ranks to 103 rank right now. And India has scored value of 31.1. That shows India is under the very serious category. And the next thing is Protection of Human Rights Amendment Bill 2018. So there was a recent changes has been proposed in this amendment bill. So first thing is with respect to this chairperson. So NHRC and SHRC will have this. Chief Justice of Supreme Court and Chief Justice of High Court only will be the members of this NHRC and SHRC. But this amendment bill has said that not only the CJI, but also this judges of Supreme Court can become a member, chairperson of this NHRC, and the judges of this High Court can become a chairperson of the SHRC. And second thing, what are the recommendations they have made in this amendment is, till now we have under this Protection of Human Rights Bill, we have only 2 members. But this amendment bill has proposed we need to have 3 members with at least 1 member to be a woman. And third thing is, right now we have this National Commission of Scheduled Caste and National Commission of Scheduled Tribes and National Commission of Women are all the members of this NHRC and SHRC. But right now this amendment bill has been proposed to have still more members to be added into this committee. What is this? A National Commission on Backward Class and National Commission on Protection of Child Rights. And the third one is Chief Commissioner for this persons with disabilities. These three members will also be included in this Human Rights Commission. Then only it will have a comprehensive nature of all the things. And third thing they have proposed amendment is with respect to this term. Right now is the chairperson can have a term of 5 years or attaining the age of 70, whichever is earlier, that will be taken into consideration. But this amendment bill has said reduce this term to 3 years or attaining the age of 70. And fourth important thing the bill has said is we need to have reappointment of the chairperson of this NHRC and SHRC. And it has been recommended to extend this powers of Secretary General and the Secretary. The Secretary General with respect to NHRC and the Secretary of State Human Rights Commission. So to have extend this power of administrative and financial powers to these people under this control of chairpersons. So except this judicial power, all other powers has to be extended to this two category people. And this bill has been proposed to have SHRC for all the union territories except Delhi, because Delhi will have this NHRC's domination. Then apart from this, the bill what is suggested is by having this much of more comprehensiveness and more women representation within this Human Rights Commission, we India can have this Human Rights Commission standards to be at the global level, so that we can follow the global standard level of this Paris principle in our Human Rights Commission. And another thing with respect to this Human Rights Commission is Amnesty International. This organization is an independent organization. They have been analyzed how this human rights has been prevailing in each and every country. They are analyzing this Human Rights Commissions of this each and every country. And what are the recent things that has been happened with respect to UN Human Rights Commission is US has been withdrawn from this UN Human Rights Commission, stating that Israel has been violated or Israel has been subjected too much of resolutions under this UNHRC. So this US has been withdrawn from this USHRC. And UNHRC will have 5 regional groups. Among that group, India has been selected under this Asia Pacific group for the third time of 2019 to 2021. So first we have elected in 2011 and then in 2014. If we have subsequently elected for 2 consecutive terms, then in the third year we cannot participate in the election. So in 2018 we didn't participate, but in 2017 we didn't participate. So 2018 election we have participated and we have won with the highest votes in this UNHRC. That shows India is proving in the world arena that it is protecting the human rights of Indian people. That shows India is playing a global level player. With that, we will end today's current affairs session. Thank you. Have a nice day. Share and comment in this channel.